Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so how many of you watch like all the weeks in all the like lecture in weekend? Yeah, good, Dipya. Anyone? Okay, good.
So public streaming is stopped by us.
Okay, let me try once again. I think some technical issue is there. Week 10. Hello, good evening, everyone. I don't know. I think there is some issue in the YouTube channel. So what I'll do, record the session and I will upload in the YouTube after the session. Is that fine? Hello, am I audible, right?
Yes,
Okay. So today we'll start with view serializable. Then after that we'll see locking protocol, and we'll see time like deadlock handling and the timestamp protocol. Right? Okay. So let me share my screen. So my screen is visible, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So let me start with view serializable, right? So yeah. Sorry. So yeah. So how many of you understand conflict serializable? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So So my our goal is like to find like, serial schedule or not, because serial schedule is a like consistent, right? So what happen? Like some schedule, like you can see that. Okay, sorry. Suppose this is a schedule. So if it is conflict serial level, yeah, it's fine. Then it is conflict serial. It is a serial schedule. What happens? Some serial schedule are not conflict serial level, but not CS, but can be serial schedule, right? So you have to check is a view serializable or not. So if it is a view serializable, then we can say that this schedule is a serial schedule, right? So what is view serializable? So let S S and S dash are two schedule with the same set of transaction. S and S dash are view equivalent if the following three conditions are met for each data item Q, right? So if there are two schedule S and S dash with the same set of transaction are said to be view equivalent if the three conditions are met for each data item, right? So what is the three conditions? First is initial read. What is initial read? If in schedule S transaction Ti reach the initial value of Q, then the schedule S dash also transaction Ti must reach the initial value of Q. So if suppose this is schedule S and this is schedule this is S dash, right? Suppose transaction T1, this is S, transaction T1 read the value of Q data item. S dash also read the value of like transaction T1 read the value data item Q, right? This is called initial read, right? Suppose this is S dash, suppose T1 read the. also read the value of data item q. Then the write read pair, right? So if in schedule as transaction t and execute the read q and that value was produced by transaction tj, then that schedule as does also transaction ti must read the value of q that was produced by the same of write q operation of transaction tj. So write read pair means, so let's understand. Suppose this is write read pair means, suppose this is schedule as transaction t1 and t2. Suppose transaction t1 write suppose read q, then write q, and suppose transaction t2 read the value, read the value q, right? So in the as dash also, this write read pair should be maintained. In the as dash whatever schedule t1 and t2, this write read pair should be maintained, right? This is called write read pair. And the final write, the transaction if any that perform that final write queue operation in schedule S must also final write queue in the operation schedule S. Like initial read, it should, if suppose schedule S final write transaction 3 perform, suppose transaction 2 perform write queue operation in the final, in the schedule S dash also perform final write perform in the transaction like transaction t2. Suppose let's example, suppose t2 there is a, suppose let's take one example. Okay, so there are two schedule, one is S and one is S test, right? So T1 and T2. So suppose final write happen in the right queue, right? So in the schedule S dash also final write will be T2 transaction. This is called final write, right? So three condition is clear for everyone. When we can set to be view equivalent. Hello, am I audible? View equivalent is clear. Any doubt? You can ask. Okay.
Sir, can you please repeat the first condition, initial read?
Okay. Initial read mean, suppose there are, suppose transaction schedule has T1 and T2. So if data item suppose RQ, so transaction T1 like initial read the Q data item transaction T1, right?
Yes,
Correct.
sir.
In the schedule as does also T1 and T2. So initial read should be T1, not T2.
Okay. If it is B, then R.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
If T2 read first in S, then it also read
No,
first in S dash.
then we cannot say that this is a view equivalent.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so view equivalent is clear. Okay, now what is view serializable? So a schedule S is a view serializable if it is view equivalent to a serial schedule. So if it is a we can say that this schedule is a view serializable if it is view equivalent to a serial schedule, right? So if it is view equivalent to serial schedule, let's take one example. This example, suppose this is transaction S. So this is a S dash, right? So this is a T27, then T28, then T29. Okay, so suppose this is a read queue. Then write queue, then write queue, then also write queue. Okay, so in the schedule S, initial read is which transaction? In its read queue, like queue data item, in which transaction?
T27.
In T27, right? And in the schedule S dash,
So
T22.
it's 20,
yeah,
20.
T27 also, right? So first condition is matched. First condition is initial is read match. Now the second condition, any right read pair is there? A right read pair is there?
The read queue and write queue in
No, right read
T27.
pair. Right read pair. I'm telling right.
Okay, okay. No, sir. It's not.
So there is no right read pair, right? If it is right read pair is there, then you have to check uh, schedule as does also in the same way, like right read pair should be maintained, right? Okay, second condition also means then final right. So in the schedule as final right doing which transaction?
T20.
T29. And in the schedule as final right
T29.
T29, right? So all the three conditions is satisfied.
Yes, sir.
So we can say that this schedule S and S dash are view equivalent,
V equivalent.
and you can say that this is a serial schedule, right? Because T27, then we can write T28 and T29, right? S dash is a serial schedule,
Yes, sir.
so we can see that this is a view serializable. If it is a view serializable, then we can say that this schedule is a serial schedule. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So view serializable is clear for everyone.
Sir, in the conflict serializable, we draw the precedent graph and then
Yeah.
we find the
Yeah,
serial
yeah,
schedule. Then
yeah, yeah.
how we find in this view
Yeah, you have to check.
serializable?
Uh, you have to check. Like you have to
So
see
can you
that there
please
is a.
take one example?
Okay, okay, okay. Let's check this. This schedule is a view conflict serializable or not? This as it is. Yes, it's conflict serializable or not?
Sir, we have to draw the graph first, no?
Yeah. Okay.
Then
So there is a 227, T28, then T29.
there is a edge between T27 and T28,
Okay.
T27 to T28, and
Wait,
and T29 also, T27 to T29,
Okay.
and T28 to T29,
Okay. And this is a.
T28 to 227. Yes.
So this is a cyclic graph. So this is a
Ah,
not view serializable, right?
yes.
Not a conflict serializable,
Yes, sir.
but it is a view serializable.
Mm-hmm.
So for view serializable, first you have to check there is any blind right or not, right? We can see that there is a blind right, one blind right. Without the reading the value, without the reading the value, whatever the queue data item is there, directly right? This is called blind right.
Okay.
Without the reading the data, we can directly write the.
sir, can you repeat this
Yeah.
line down?
Yeah, so you can see that read queue there. You can say T in the transaction T2 T28, we are not reading the data item queue, right? Directly we are writing the data item queue, right?
Yes.
This is called blind write. If it is blind write, then we can check there is a views equivalent. If this schedule, if any is view equivalent to any serial schedule, then we can say that this is a view serial schedule. Then we have to swap the transaction. So you can see that read write read queue. Then you have to check all the three conditions.
In this example, is the T28, T27, and T29 also a VU serializable schedule?
Yeah. So you can see that this S and S dash are view equivalent to each other, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then you can see the S dash is a serial schedule, right? We can write T27, then T28, then T29, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is a serial schedule,
But
right? If it is view equivalent to a serial schedule,
but sir, I am asking for the T28, then T27, and then T29, because the third condition is fulfilled by the this T29. The T29 will always be in the last in the
yeah,
series
yeah, correct.
order.
Yeah, correct.
And how we check for the T27 and T28, which one comes first and which one come after that?
So yeah, so you have to check the initial read, right? So initial read doing which transaction? You can see that
It's in T27, but sir, in T28 there is no read.
Yeah, correct. So that's why if it is blinded, then it may be possible it is a view serializable, right?
But sir, I am asking, the first condition is says ki if in the T27, if there is a read, then T read queue, then if we are writing, then there is also read queue in the T28. Then this, I'm not understanding how we check for the order for these two serial.
Order code to I did not.
For this case, what I understand is, if there is a blind write
Hmm.
present in one of the transactions,
Yeah, yeah.
and we just have to maintain the last, which one has occurred at the last. Like here, T29 is writing blindly as
Hmm.
right, so it does not
T20,
matter
T28
if
also.
7 or 2. So both are, but
Hmm.
still, if we are just maintaining that third transaction T29 is maintained at the last, then it does not matter that T27 whether T27 is performed first or T28 is performed first.
Yeah, it is matter.
So final write is in T29.
Yeah, final write is 29.
So our system will be
Okay.
in still in consistent state.
Okay. So you are telling like T28 also can be write first, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let me give one example. So how actually happen in the backend, right? So suppose this is a database, right? This is a present in the database, whatever. This is a database in the secondary memory, right? Suppose this is a database. This is a database, and this is a main memory or buffer. We can say that. Okay. So this is a buffer. So what happen? So every transaction maintain its own buffer, right? Like, or there is a one common buffer is there, one should, right? So what happen? We can see that when T20 write operation first, right?
Okay.
T28 write. So suppose T20 it directly write. So suppose W equal to it's like Q equal to Q plus like right 50, right? Right 50, right? Then suppose okay. Then after let me uh, 1 minute. Let me take a screenshot. That will be better. Okay. Suppose my you are telling like that, right? T28, T29, T27. Write Q, then read Q, write Q, then write Q. So are you telling about that, right?
Yes, sir. This case.
Yeah. So suppose we can say that write Q, right? So you can say that suppose this directly data like write the data item value 50. Now this read Q, which value will read?
It will read that was written by T28.
Yeah. So it will be written by 50, right?
Yeah.
But in the case of this, what will read this read Q? Whatever value in the database actually present in the database.
Yes, sir.
So there is a two difference, right? So this initial read means is this read the data whatever the actual value in the database. This is called initial read.
Okay, so that means the if the any value used in later case and read by the first from the database which
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
order
So
it
this will
comes.
be the inconsistency. Suppose there is an initially cube value is 10, right? So it will read 10, but here you can read 50, right? So they are not are matching. So we cannot say this is a like view like two are not same, right?
It means sir, if this read in is T28, then T28 come first and then T27.
Yeah, correct, correct.
Okay, got it.
So I hope you got it, someone. Why we are not writing T28?
Yes, sir.
So, so if you see the this transaction, T27, T28, and T29. So read Q, then write Q, then also write Q. So this initial value will read whatever the actual value it will read, right? So it will be read 10. So final value will be the whatever we write. So this we can say this is at the view serializable.
So one thing like during the transaction, our database can be in an inconsistent state.
During the transaction, yeah,
Our
it can be.
Yeah, our data can go in the inconsistent state during the transaction.
Yeah,
But
correct.
before and after the transactions, all the transactions have occurred. Like all the three transactions have occurred.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
should be in consistent state.
yeah, correct.
In that case, what I want to say is like in even if we are reading something else in T27
Yeah,
or writing something in T28,
yeah,
finally because we are finally writing in T29, it is already writing all the transaction, all the work that was done to the queue in T27 or T28.
yeah,
That thing I was saying. So because T29 is at the last, it just overwrites whatever T27 or T28 has done.
yeah,
So
correct.
hardly matters that T20, even if T28 is performed before T27, if finally T29 is performed.
Yeah, but let's see. What is the initial read? Initial mean like, uh,
Yeah, initial read thing I got, but
yeah,
for the from the perspective of consistency of our database,
yeah. So
it does not matter, no?
yeah, but you can see that T27 will read whatever the right. If you write T28 first, na. So T27 will read whatever the right the value
Sir,
Q.
but that will do, but that is during the transaction in which we allow our database to be in inconsistent state.
Yeah. So okay.
So is not this inconsistent state permitted?
Yeah, I think it is not permitted because read T27 will read the
It's
whatever.
depend, I think, on the which point we are committing on this schedule. If we are committing just after the T27, in which there are many cases in which if commit position matter in
Yeah,
this
correct.
case.
Correct. So yeah, good point.
So, sir, in lecture one, sir said like three examples, three schedules there. In the
Hmm.
third schedule, the example is given even if commit is occurring in first or second transaction, but third transaction is overwriting that again committing the same variable.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
that brings our database again to a consistent state. If it brings to a consistent state, then that is permitted.
yeah. So there is a like whatever lecture 10.1. So there is a two database modification like deferred and immediate database modification. So that will learn in week 11. So after the week 11, that 10.1 will better understand. That will be good.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so for now, like you can say that what is initial read, whatever the actual uh, present, whatever the actual data present in the database, this is called initial read. Correct. So view serializable is clear for you, right? Yeah, it's clear or not, or any doubt?
If of you just we have to see that what is reading first is reading in all the
Yeah,
instances as a first.
yeah,
Whatever is writing at last, write at last in the
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, then you have to also like check the right read pair also. In this
yeah.
transaction, there are no right read pair, but we have to also check the right read pair.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, can you quickly go through this example again for
can you
view
quickly?
serialization? Go through this example for checking view serialization.
Okay, let me like yeah. Okay, let me like so. There is a assignment also like practice assignment. I think 4 or 5. So you can also try that. Suppose there is a, okay, we'll solve that assignment also after that. T28, then T29, right? So you can see that if you interchange that two, like read queue and the write queue, suppose the write queue and the write queue. So what is initial read? Whatever the data item, if the schedule as transaction T reaches the initial value of Q, then the schedule as dash also transaction T must read the initial value of Q, right? So in that schedule, if suppose this is a S, so initially doing T27 transactions, right? So in that also initial rate will be T27 transaction, right? So initial rate is satisfied. Now we have to check the write it pair. So we can in this time like schedule there is no write it pair. Now we have to check the final write. So you can see that final write is doing T20, right? In the transaction S dash also doing T29. So then we can say that this is a view equivalent and this is a serial schedule. So we can say that this is a view serializable. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now, like, have you solved? I think probably practice for anyone.
Yes, sir. I have doubt also in that question.
Okay. Okay. Let me solve that question also. Okay. Yeah. So my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is your doubt? Can you
Sir,
anyone?
sir, my doubt is that if in the schedule they are asking for the serializable serial
Serial schedule.
schedule,
Yeah. Correct.
then how we know we are talking for conflict or view, or which one have to
Yeah.
check
Yeah.
first?
Yeah, serial serial mean if it is first you have to check like complete serializable. If it is complete serializable, then it will be also view serializable, right?
Because sir, in this case, this is conflict serializable, also the view serializable,
Yeah, yeah,
but the answer is for according to the view serializable.
yeah.
Then
So yeah, correct.
and I find the order using the conflict, then which would differ from the view serializable. Then how we get to know which schedule answer is for which schedule the
Yeah, so
conflict when
you have to check which schedule is there. So first there is a schedule. Then so when it will be serial schedule, first check complete complete like serial it is complete equivalent or not. If it is complete equivalent like complete serializable, then we can say this schedule is also view serializable, right? So see, you can see that. Okay, let me draw the timing. Whatever the timing diagram, that will be good. Then we can
the
understand.
order for the view serializable and conflict are different, and the answer is according to the view
So
serializability, not
select, you have to see the option, right? So which option is there, like view equivalent, view serializable or complete serializable?
the, if in this type of question we check for the both. If answer is not for matching for the conflict one,
Yeah,
then we go to for view. Okay.
yeah, correct. So T1, then T2. There are five transaction. T5, right? Okay, first is read Z, R5Z, right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
RZ. Now,
W1Y.
then
The T1.
okay, T1, W,
W1
Y, then
in T2 RY.
RY, then
WY in T3.
WY in T3, then
Then RY in T4.
RY in T4, then
WP in T2.
okay, W2.
WP in T2.
Okay, so R4Y, then W2P in T2. Okay. Okay, W2P. Okay, then
Then read P in T5.
okay. Read P in T5. Then
Then write X in T4.
write X in T4. If okay, sorry. Write X in T4. Then
Read Q in T1.
then
Read X in T5.
read X in T5. Then
Then sir, you write in T4.
read X in T5. Then write.
So you
Uh,
write the read X in T4. It's in T5.
okay, okay. Sorry. Write X. Okay, sorry. Rx Ry. Okay. Okay, then you have to like draw.
So it's read write Y, not read Y. The last one.
Okay, right way, right? Correct.
Yes.
Okay, now we have to check. It is you have to draw the precedence graph, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's draw the precedent graph. T1, then T2, then T3, T4, T5. So what are the like conflicting instruction? Can you tell?
T5 to T1.
T5 to T1, I can say that. T1 to T5 will be there, right? T1 to T2 will be there, right?
Sir, T5 is a write operation and अच्छा, okay, Z1. So
Yeah.
Z1.
So T1 to T2 will be there,
Yes, sir.
correct? Then send the color. Okay, then
T2 to T3.
T2 to T3, correct? Then
T3 to T4.
T3 to T4.
yeah, then
Then T4 to T5.
okay, then
T4 to T5 also.
T2 to T5, yeah, T2 to
T4
T5,
to T5.
yeah, then T2 to T4, then T1 to T5 also there. Then anything left? T1 to T4 also there, correct? T1 to T4 also there.
T1 to
Oh,
T4.
yeah. So anything is left? Nothing is left, right? Or anything I am missing? Okay. Let's check on first read J. Okay. Then Z is there. Okay, nothing is there. Then WY. So T1 to T2 will be there. Then T1 to T3, T1 to T4, and T1 to T5 will be there, right? Then T2 to T3 will be there. Then T2 to T4, then T2 to 5 there. Like okay. So then T2 to T, yeah. So yeah. So this is a uh, cyclic graph or not? This is a
Not a
cyclic.
cyclic graph.
This is a cyclic graph, right?
Yes, sir.
So this will be the conflict serializable. And if you see the draw that, so there will be like T1, then T2, then T3, then T4, and then T5. So this one will be the one serial schedule, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Then there will be maybe like possible to view serializable, right?
Yes,
Then
sir.
you have to check the initial read. So initial read any initial read is present. Try to think. Any initial read is there? Any data item?
R2 by
It's not initial read because it reads the updated the value of whatever the T1 do, right? Not actual database. So this is a not a initial read, correct?
yes sir.
And this is also so you have to check the right read pair. So there is a only one right read pair. You can see that this is a one right read pair, and there is a T3 to T4. This is a two right read pair, right? Correct. There is a two right read pair.
T4 T5 also right read pair.
T4 T5. How we can say that this is a Y
WX
data
and RX.
WYRXY.
Uh, in T4 write X and then T5 write X.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there will be, yeah, correct. Okay. So you can see that T2 will become after T1. T4 will become after T3. From that we can see that T2 will become after T1. T4 will become after T3, and T5 will become after T4, right? So there will be another possible T3, then T4, then T1, then T2, then T5. So there is a one again view serializable.
So why are we not considering T2, T3 like both are dealing with the same variable y and it's read y and y?
Huh? Yeah, there will be another view serializable. Okay, so there will be like another view. There will be like uh, T1, then T2, then T3, then T4, then T5. So there are two views serializable possible.
The initial read for initial read it's RZ now for T5 now. It is a
Uh,
first operation or do we have to consider the
yeah,
variable?
initial read is RZ. Yeah, for T5. Yeah. So you can see that in that also transaction initial read doing RZ, right? So all there is only RZ. There is no other transaction doing writing or reading the Z operation, right? Z data item, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if any question asks this is a view serializable or not, first you have to find that it is conflict serializable or not. If it is conflict serializable, then you can directly say that this is a view serializable. So I will show that this is a like conflict serializable, and this is a like view serializable. Then there is a schedule. If whatever the schedule, right? So if it is conflict serializable or view serializable, we can say that this is a serial schedule. That's it.
So for conflict serializable, if our this when we are performing a read write operation, if there is any conflict, but
Yeah,
the all that is not becoming cyclic,
yeah,
then that is in conflict serializable. No?
yeah. So if so for any schedule, we have to draw the precedent graph. If it is cyclic graph, then we can say that this is a not a conflict serializable.
So what about the third condition of the final write?
Okay, so
The
you
view
can see
serialization.
in view serializable. So whatever the you can see that. Okay, so there are okay. Which data item? There is a Y data item doing final write, right?
So it's in T5.
Yeah, so you can see that T5 doing the final write again in the both only the T5 doing the final write, right?
Oh.
You can see that in there also like final write will be the T5. So T5 will be the last. Yeah, forget. So yeah, T5 will be the last.
So intermediate writes are not considered.
Yeah,
This write operations are not considered that variable wise. Just
yeah, it
final
will.
write
Yeah,
considered.
final write with the like whatever the data item Y. If it is Y, then it will be like Y. Correct.
Okay. What I wanted to ask is, like we are performing a write P in T2, but
Right.
that is occurring. Yeah.
write P in T2. Okay, write P in T2. Yeah. So that will
It
be
is.
also,
It is.
yeah, it is final, right? Like doing the transaction T2. Yeah, correct.
So I have. It is. They here multiple rights are there, no? For third, or do we have to just consider that is occurring at the last?
Yeah, it will be like final right will be the like whatever the, if it is doing whatever the last final right, whatever
Okay,
the
so
doing.
it does not matter which variable it is dealing with.
No, you have to see the all the data item final right should be the same. All the data item like Z is a data item, Y is a data item. For Y data item, final right doing T5, right?
Yeah, for Y it is T5.
So
For
T5 will be
T
last.
it is T2.
Yeah, for T2, so T2 will be the last. So you can see that. Then after that, any transaction doing final right for P data item.
No, sir.
So it is, so you can write T2 also, right?
So means final write operations we have to consider T2 also, T5 also.
Yeah, yeah. So you have to follow. So final right should be like maintain whatever the initial rate, then write it fair and the final right.
So that is just variable wise. Like it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
for P, then P.
yeah,
If
yeah,
we are performing for Y, then it is Y.
yeah.
We are not
Correct.
performing here for Z, so we don't have to care for that.
Yeah, yeah. Correct, correct.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So yeah, view serializable is clear for everyone. Okay. Now we'll see the locking protocol. So that is very important for NTAM also. Okay.
So can you please again share the last question,
Last question.
which you are solving?
Okay,
I
okay,
have a doubt in that.
okay, okay. Yeah, I will share. Window. Yeah. What is your doubt? Yeah. Tell me what is your doubt. Hello.
So your screen is not visible yet.
I think might. Yeah. Now it's visible.
No, sir. It's
Uh,
visible now.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
Sir, in this, the write B and the read B, write B in the T2 and the read B in the T5.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This will we not consider if we
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this
This will. This will also like read right pair. This is also right it pair. Yeah.
also, sir, in the this top graph there is also be edge from T1 to T3 also.
Yeah. Yeah. T1 to T3. Yeah. Correct.
Okay, sir. That's clear now.
Okay.
I'm thinking why it's not there.
Okay. So yeah. So that's like uh yeah. So view serializable like yeah. It's like very difficult concept. I know. So just like you have to know the three conditions. So we'll not ask like very much difficult question. So just see the like what are the three condition. First initial read, then write it for, then the final write. Okay, so that's it.
So
Now we'll,
for the change of this initial read also,
yeah,
they we can see that also variable wise.
yeah,
Like in
variable
the
wise.
last example, we have only its variable Z that is a reading in T5,
Yeah, yeah,
but then we don't have read option occurring for the Y before we are writing to it.
yeah,
So that is not considered.
yeah. So you
But
have to see all the data item, whatever the data item, not variable, all the data item. Data means P, Q, whatever the Q, what all the data item you have to see.
okay, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, is that clear? Okay, now we'll see the lock based protocol, right? My screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so what is lock based protocol? Okay, so 1 minute. So yeah, so a lock is a mechanism to control concurrent access to a data entry, right? So lock means suppose if we lock on a data item any, suppose, okay, so suppose we are doing, okay, let me suppose here there are two transactions T1 and T2, there is a one schedule S. So if suppose we lock on the X data item or Y data item, means only T1 can touch the data item, T2 cannot touch the or cannot doing the reading the read or cannot write the data item. This is called lock. So there are two types of lock. There is one is called exclusive lock, another is called shared lock, right? So so uh, then so first we will show shared lock, right? So why you are using lock? So to achieve serializable schedule, that's why we are using locking protocol, right? So whenever transaction want to perform any operation, before performing any operation, it should apply a lock, right? So there are two types of lock. One is shared lock and another is exclusive lock, right? What is shared lock? Suppose if transaction want to perform reading on any data item, it should apply a shared lock, right? Suppose T1, there is a one scheduled S and there is a T1 transaction. Suppose T1 transaction want to read the A data item or B data item. Suppose T1 want to read the A data item, then it should apply share lock. So share lock means SA. This is called read data, right? So whenever transaction want to perform reading operation, then we can apply share lock, right? Then what is exclusive lock? So exclusively, if transaction want to perform reading or writing or both on any data item, then it should apply exclusive lock, right? Suppose transaction on suppose schedule S, transaction T1 want to perform reading or writing or any operation, then we can apply exclusive lock. So exclusive lock. This is called suppose read A or write A. This is called exclusive lock. Okay, so exclusive lock and share lock is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now we'll see the lock matrix. Like more than one share lock is possible. Okay, so suppose schedule S is there, T1, then T2, then T3. Suppose T1 want to already apply lock on a data item, so we can read, right? So before unlocking, share lock like can be shared, right? So before unlocking T1, T2 can also lock share lock on a data item. T3 can also lock a data item. So we can say that shared lock is a shared. We can suppose T1 already apply lock on a data item. T2 can also apply lock on a data item. Another transaction also can apply a data item. This is called shared, like this is called like shared lock can be shareable. But if suppose T1 already applies share lock, okay, suppose one schedule is T1 and T2. T1 applies share lock already applied. Read A. T2 cannot apply exclusive lock. So after unlocking it can apply, but before unlocking it cannot apply exclusive. So only share lock is shared, right? If it is share lock is already applied, you cannot apply exclusive, right? Exclusive lock. Now suppose there are two one is schedule T1 and T2. So if exclusive lock is applied on a data item, so it cannot be shared. So cannot lock we cannot lock T2 transaction is share lock or exclusive lock, right? So after unlocking we can lock, but before unlocking we cannot share exclusive lock on shared also and exclusive lock. So lock metric is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So more than one share lock is possible.
Sir, what does this lead to? Like log request, like when we are reading and writing.
Yeah.
So it clearly depicts that another transaction is not occurring in between.
Yeah.
That
Correct.
way,
Correct.
exclusive lock.
Yeah.
But
Correct.
for the shared lock, we are just performing the read operation itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they can be simultaneously read
Yeah.
operations
Correct.
across the
Yeah.
transaction.
Yeah. Correct.
But
Because yeah.
we have to mind when we are writing in any of that, because that will create a conflict in the database.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So like yeah, your observation is correct because we can read like multiple transactions, right? So suppose we can read transaction T1, whatever the data item, T2 also read, T3 also read. But if exclusively lock is applied, we cannot reading the data item or writing the data item. Only that transaction is can read or write whatever. If T1 apply exclusive lock, only T1 can read or writing. Other transaction cannot touch that data item.
So, but if after a transaction has occurred,
Yeah.
like we have applied exclusive lock on a data item, say
Okay.
A,
Okay. Okay.
then if the very when we have performed the right operation,
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
can we go for now unlocking
Yeah.
the data
After the
item?
after the unlock After the unlock of data item A, we can apply T2 exclusive lock or share lock.
Okay, so this thing is locking and unlocking after
Yeah,
we have dealt with a single item, data item in a transaction,
yeah,
makes it like a unit
yeah,
itself.
correct, correct.
Okay, sir.
It's clear, right?
Sir, I have a doubt in that week 3 graded assessment question 3, sir.
It's going on week 10.
Uh, I just referring the OPP, then I.
Okay, so there will be like tomorrow. Uh, at the end of the session, we will discuss whatever the OPP doubt. But tomorrow we have also 6 to 8. There are TA doubt clearing session, so you can ask. Or there in the Saturday also we have a live session 9 to 11. So in that session you can ask.
Okay, okay, sir. One more. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So correct. Okay.
Sir, in shared log, sir, if you want to write like T1, T2, T3, put all the three shared log. So, like we completed T1 transaction, we have read and we have made some computation. And if we want to write, what should we do, sir? When there is a shared log with T2 also.
So you have to unlock the data item. We have to you have to
Yeah,
unlock. Then you can apply. Okay. So can you like suppose there is a lock on share lock. Then after that, what do you want to do?
like we also have we are reading
Okay, reading
in
the data
T1.
item. Yeah.
Then in R2 we are again shared locking
Okay.
A.
Yeah.
Then reading again.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to write T1 transaction wants to write means we have to unlock both lock and then we have to write.
So, and you have to unlock the this data item. Then we can upgrade the lock. We can upgrade the share lock, exclusive lock, share lock to exclusive lock. Then we can write.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So if we want to write in T2 means we have to unlock in T1 and we have to do the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah. Correct. Correct. So up to
Okay.
that is clear.
In this case, sir,
Hmm.
so only unlocking of T1 will not be able to again use the exclusive lock on T1, sir.
Yeah, you can again apply. Suppose you unlock.
No, no, no. My question is, in T2 we have to unlock first.
Yeah.
Whether that is required, because initially we have put a lock yes in T1, no. So
Yeah.
directly I will not be able to unlock it
Yeah, you can unlock also. Then you can again apply. You can here
without this
also.
T2 unlock, without
Yeah, you
T2
can.
unlock.
Without T2 unlock, we cannot apply exclusive lock
Okay. So
because
any
shall
lock is present,
all
on any of the transaction, then unlocking, when you cannot lock with it exclusive.
yeah,
So all the shared lock has to be unlocked first,
yeah, correct,
whatever number of transactions are there. But it
yeah,
should be only on the data item A, or if T3 is having data item B, that is separate.
yeah. Then you can lock the data item.
Separate. Only locking shared lock of data item A. If any other transaction is again lock as A is there, all A's should be unlocked, and then only you can start using the lock X. Correct, no,
Yeah,
sir? That is what.
yeah. See, only the share lock can be shared. Other than any other lock cannot be shared.
So
Suppose,
Right.
for the shared lock, the unlocking can be done in any of the transactions.
yeah. So suppose you
So
can
it
apply.
is so it does not matter whether we are unlocking in T2 itself for the data item A. We can also perform unlocking in T1
Yeah, yeah,
for A, and
yeah.
that will be
Correct. So
okay. So
see, in T1 only share lock apply. You can read a. You can also apply share lock on T2, right? So we applied both transactions share lock T1 also and T2. Suppose you want to write, suppose T3 want to write on data item A, then we have to unlock both transaction. Unlock here also, then you have to unlock here also. Then we can like writing we can apply exclusive lock. Correct.
okay means unlocking from the all the transactions
Yeah,
it will.
unlock from the all the transaction. Okay. Now suppose, okay, let's give me one example. Suppose there is a schedule S
Just an
and
observation again for will let us be clarity, sir. So in
okay,
any data item, any lock is there, whether it
yeah,
is exclusive lock or shared lock,
yeah,
in any of the transactions on a
yeah,
said data item, all the locks has to be unlocked first. Then only we can use a exclusive lock. The
yeah,
statement
correct.
correct, no,
Yeah,
sir?
correct. Yeah, correct. You can
Yes.
see the lock matrix also.
Okay.
You can see the lock matrix also. Only share lock can be shared. Other than any lock cannot be shared.
Yeah, yeah.
Only share lock can be shared. Other than we cannot be shared. Okay. Now
Thank
let let me give one example. Suppose there is schedule S T1 and T2. So we apply exclusive lock on share lock on a data item. The read A. Then suppose again we applied share lock on B. Then read B. Then unlock A. Okay. Uh, then exclusive lock on A. Then read A. Suppose A again we apply share lock on B. Then read B. Unlock A. Unlock B. Then suppose they are also unlock B. So is that follow locking protocol?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, you can see that share lock can be shared, right? So you can see only share lock is applied, but exclusive lock if it's like all share lock is applied. Now we cannot apply on exclusive, so we have to unlock. So after the unlock, we can apply exclusive lock, right? So it is follow locking protocol, right?
So one more thing here, like when we have performed unlocking
Yeah,
in a in a like say we have unlocked data item A in
yeah,
transaction T2.
yeah,
Now, if we are again going to read the data item A, we again have to perform the lock, no?
yeah. You have to again perform the share lock or the exclusive lock.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's give one example. Okay. Okay. So okay, let's give one more example. Suppose yes, then T1, then T2, then exclusive lock is applied, then read A, then write A, then shell lock on B. Suppose then read B, and this is a our lock exclusive for lock B, WB, unlock B. So is that follow locking protocol or not?
No, sir,
Yeah. Why?
because it is not unlocking the first lock.
Yeah, correct. Because we cannot apply exclusive lock here, right? Correct. Okay. Okay. Now let's give one example. Okay. So suppose S T1, then T2. Okay. So exclusive lock applied XA, then WA, then unlock A. Then again exclusive lock apply, lock exclusive lock A, then WA, then unlock A. Okay. Then again shell lock applied, then read A, unlock A. So is that follow locking protocol?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that conflict serializable? Second question. Conflict serializable? Is that?
No, sir.
Okay. So let's draw precedence graph. There are T1 and T2. So you can see that there is a conflict instruction between T1 and T2. So there will be one graph, and then we can see that there is a conflict instruction T2 to T1, right? So we can say that there is a cyclic graph, right? So we can say that this is a not a conflict serializable, right? So now like we are using like now we are learning about the two-phase locking protocol, right? So a transaction,
One more thing, that in the example that you have given,
yeah,
exclusive lock is mandatory for all the write operation. It does not
yeah, yeah,
matter whether it is reading or not.
correct, correct, correct. If you want to write, you have to apply exclusive lock.
Okay.
Yeah. Now now we are you can see the locking. So simple locking protocol does not ensure conflict serializability, right? That's why you are learning two-phase locking protocol. So now that protocol that are we are using to achieve conflict serializability schedule, right? So it's called two-phase locking protocol. So what is two-phase locking protocol? A transaction is said to follow two-phase locking protocol if it is locking and unlocking can be done is two-phase. First phase is this is called growing phase, and second is this is called shrinking phase, right? Shrinking phase. So what is in the growing phase? We can acquire shell lock, we can acquire exclusive lock, and we can convert shell lock to exclusive lock. In the shrinking phase, we can release the shell lock, we can release the exclusive lock, and we can convert exclusive lock to shell lock. So if it is a transaction follow two phase, the growing phase and the shrinking phase, then we can say that this transaction, this schedule, like all the transaction follow two phase locking protocol, then we can say that this schedule is follow two phase locking protocol. It's clear for everyone?
So a few examples.
Yeah, I will give few example. Okay, so
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 for exclusive lock, we can use like writing, read, write, and reading.
yeah,
All
we can,
these.
Yeah, for exclusive lock, we can use reading the data item also and the writing the data item also. Right? Okay. So there is two-phase locking protocol. So in two-phase locking protocol, after syncing phase, sorry, after syncing phase, growing phase is not possible. Growing phase is compulsory. But shrinking phase is optional. Right? And the next point is two-phase lockable. Two-phase lockable schedule are always conflict serializable. Right? So let's give some example. Okay.
One thing I've just thought about the definition that you presented in the last slide.
Okay.
It said that when we are acquiring the lock that is shared lock,
Yeah.
then we are acquiring the exclusive lock.
Yeah.
After, so this by default does not seems like we are already upgrading the lock.
Yeah. So if suppose there is a only lock is as apply, right? So we can upgrade to lock X. Suppose there is a transaction T2, T1 and T2, read a data item. Suppose you want to again writing the data item, right? So we can upgrade the lock X. That's it. So this is called upgrading.
So, so acquiring a exclusive lock itself on the same data item seems like a
Upgrading.
upgrade.
Yeah, correct. Because we are not unlocking, right? Without unlocking, we are doing.
Yes.
Correct? Yeah.
No, sir, one doubt. This first phase means these three types of locks can be acquired. This is
Yeah.
acquired or converted.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are individual items. If
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have, you can only acquire S lock S and start working, or you can acquire lock X and start working, or if already some shared lock is there, you can convert it into
Upgrade.
exclusive lock. This is
Yeah. Yeah.
what these are three are different things. Are there are three steps for
They are
uh,
different things.
they are different things.
Yeah. We can in the growing phase we can do these are the
Three
thing.
things.
Yeah.
These
This thing.
three things we can do in the growing phase.
Yeah. Correct.
Anyone can happen.
Yeah.
So
Anyone
there
can.
is
Or
no connection between the first statement, like can acquire S lock on
No.
item
No.
one.
No.
It's a separate statement.
Yeah. Correct. Correct.
Can acquire a lock X on item. That is another separate statement.
Yeah. Correct. Correct.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
In the shrinking phase, in the second phase, we can release the lock, and we can release the exclusive lock. We can release the share
Convert.
lock, and we can degrade the like downgrade, like we can convert into the exclusive lock too.
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's go example. Okay. Okay. Let's give one example. Suppose there is a S T1 and T2. Right. Okay. So this is a suppose lock X read A, then write A, then unlock. Okay. Then lock shall lock B, read B, unlock B. So is that follow locking protocol?
Yes, sir.
Is that follow two phase locking protocol?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
How can you tell
yeah,
that,
yeah,
sir? What is
yeah.
shrinking?
I'm telling. So
Yeah.
yeah, in the growing phase we can apply lock, right? So this is called growing phase. In the shrinking phase we can unlock, right? So this is called shrinking phase, right? So for transaction T1 you can see that follow two phase locking protocol, and for transaction T2 you can see that this is called growing phase and this is called shrinking phase. So we can say that this follow two phase locking protocol, correct? You can see that after the growing phase, after the shrinking phase, growing phase is not possible.
So one of the three conditions that we had mentioned, only one, if one is occurring for the growing, then it is growing,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
any one of the three is occurring for the shrinking, then it is shrinking.
yeah, yeah, shrinking. Like not like in the you can see the sorry. 1 minute. In the growing phase, in the first phase, it can like apply any of that. Like it can acquire exclusive lock, it can acquire share lock, or it can convert, like it can upgrade share lock to exclusive lock. And in the shrinking phase, it can release the lock, share lock, it can release the exclusive lock, or it can downgrade.
Sir,
Can you
after
stop
a
here?
shrinking phase, a growing phase is not possible.
Yeah, correct. If it is after, if we are doing shrinking phase after growing phase, then it not follow two phase locking protocol.
No, but
So in
again,
T1,
I can do one more transaction, no, sir. Again, I can repeat the same thing, no.
Yeah,
Lock XA, RAWA, unlock A
then
in
it is
T1.
then it is not follow two phase locking protocol.
Oh, okay.
so
Then we
T1
cannot
you
then we
cannot
cannot assure
put
conflict
a,
serializability.
Okay.
Then we cannot say this transaction is a two phase locking protocol or not. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So all over just says that a transaction can occur in at maximum of two phases.
Yeah.
For if we are doing growing, then we have to shrink it. Like if we are performing a locking, then we have to unlock it,
Yeah.
definitely. But we can not after unlocking because we'll have lose the access. So it
Yeah.
does not follow that if we are
Yeah.
performing
Correct.
shrinking first.
Yeah. Correct.
sir, if T1 wants to like read B, now we'll be doing lock mode. Now that's not two-phase locking.
Okay. So suppose T1 want to like read B, like
Read B, so it will
okay,
lock.
we can okay, read B. We can
Yeah.
unlock after that at that position also, right? Unlock A and read B, unlock B also. So you can see that this
So
is a now this will be the
okay,
this will be the like
shrinking phase.
this will be the shrinking growing phase, sorry,
Grow.
and this will be the shrinking. So again it's follow two phase locking pattern,
Okay,
correct?
once after shrinking phase, you cannot have growing phase.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Two other variables. Okay, okay,
yeah, correct.
okay.
Okay, now let's give one more example. Suppose as T1 and T2 there are two transactions. Now suppose share lock is applied, then read A, then again share lock B applied, read B, unlock B. Then again exclusive lock is applied, and WB, unlock A, unlock B. Here again shell lock is applied. Read B, unlock B. So this schedule follow. Okay, let me first. Transaction T1 follow two-phase locking protocol or not?
Yes, sir, it's following.
Because this is a growing phase, and this is called shrinking phase. It follow two-phase locking protocol. Okay, let's see. Transaction T2 follow two-phase locking protocol not.
No, sir.
This is called growing phase. Sorry. And this is called shrinking phase. This is called again growing phase. Again shrinking phase. So after shrinking phase, growing phase is not possible. So transaction T2 does not follow two-phase locking protocol. Then we can say that this, if any of the transaction does not follow two-phase locking protocol, then we can say that this schedule is does not follow two-phase locking protocol. It's clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, in the two-phase locking protocol, we can ensure that if it is follow two-phase locking protocol, then we can say that this is a conflict serializable or serial schedule, right? Now there are some, like we can say that disadvantage, like we can say that it's in two-phase locking protocol, it does not ensure recoverability. So let's give example. So is the transaction follow two-phase locking protocol or not? Anyone?
T1, T2 separately is following, sir. Lock, unlock, lock, unlock. Yes, sir. Sir, your voice is not coming, sir.
Okay, now audible. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry. So it ensure. Okay, sorry. It does not ensure recoverability. Okay, so is that follow locking protocol or not?
The two-phase locking protocol followed.
Yeah, because this is called growing phase and this is called shrinking phase. Transaction T1. For transaction T2, this is called growing phase and this is called shrinking phase. Right. Suppose this C2 means commit. Right. Suppose transaction fell at this point. We can recover or not? We can roll back T1 transaction, but we cannot roll back T2 transaction because already commit happier at this point. So we cannot roll back T2 transaction. So in two-phase locking protocol, we cannot ensure recoverability. It's clear for everyone?
Sir, what is recoverability? Sir, you can.
We can, like, if it is suppose this transaction fell at this point after the commit C2,
Yeah,
maybe
before.
like maybe like due to power failure or maybe any things.
Yeah, before C1.
Before C1, if it is fell there at this point, we can roll back T1 transaction, right? Because
Yeah.
commit does not appear, but
Yeah.
for T2 transaction, commit already happened, right? We cannot roll back.
Yes.
So that's why it does not ensure recoverability. Okay. Now there is a second.
Sir,
This is
is there anything like any further conditions for this rollback? Like it has to be in two phase or something?
no.
Okay. Just we have to look out for the commit statements.
Yeah, just you have to commit things. So there may be possible like there is a failure at that point, right? So you have to see that if it is followed to locking protocol, but you can say that this does not ensure recoverability. So that I am
So
talking about that.
what's the solution for this commit? Because that can definitely not occur simultaneously in the both
Yeah,
the things.
yeah. So you are talking about the stick table. So don't worry. I'll going one by one. Okay. Now let's see the cascading rollback. Okay. Okay. So suppose that is T1 and T2. Okay. So lock already apply. Read A, write A, then unlock A, then again lock XA, read A, write A. So suppose commit upon this point and this point, right? Okay. So transaction. Uh, okay. So suppose transaction fell at this point, right? At this point, transaction fell. Correct? Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. So we can recover, but due to transaction one variable, we have to roll back all the transaction T2 also and the T1 also. This is called cascading rollback, right? So there is a disadvantage also. There is a maybe possible with the cascading rollback in two-phase locking code. It is, you can say that this transaction follow two-phase locking code. This is called growing phase, and this is called shrinking phase, and this
Here,
is called
unlock did not happen.
yeah. We can unlock, and this is called shrinking phase, and this is called growing phase. This is follow two-phase locking protocol, but does not ensure cascading rollback, right? Okay, now we have to see the deadlock, right? Okay.
Sir,
So
I
my
didn't
network
get
was not
the.
strong. Can you repeat just what is cascading role?
Okay. So because of suppose a failure at this point, right?
Okay, sir.
But we can recover all that like transaction T1 or T2 because none of the transaction failure of it,
That's
right?
right. Yes, sir.
Due to one failure, we have to roll back all the transaction, right?
Yes, sir.
This is called cascading rollback.
Okay, got it, sir.
Yeah.
So means if all we
So
can
T1
we can
T1 fails.
show the complete rollback, then that is cascading rollback.
Yeah, correct.
So since T1 fails, we have to roll back T2 and then roll back T1. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying is
correct.
cascading.
Yeah. So you have to roll back all. Suppose there
If
are three.
T2,
T3 is also there.
sorry, if T2 fails, we don't have to roll back T1, right?
Yeah. Yes. Suppose like we have fail at this point. So then we
Yeah.
have to roll back all the transaction. Okay. Now let's see.
Sir, the difference between this and the previous one is that we didn't commit this time.
Yeah. We have committed. You can see that we have committed C1 first, then we can then after that we have committed C2, right? We have committed first C1, then after that we have committed C2. So that's the difference. Because you can see that this T2, this reading the value, whatever the updated value of T1, right? Whatever the transaction T1 updated, we can reading, right? So that's why we have committed after. Okay, now see.
If in this case also our this failure occurred after the we have committed to the after the C1,
Yeah,
then that also creates hurdle for the rollback, no?
we can roll back T2, right?
But we cannot roll back T1 because it has been committed.
Yeah, correct. But you can see that in T1 only the reading and writing the right. So only the in T2 it's reading the updated the value of whatever the T1, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that may be inconsistent state.
Sir, in this example,
Could be, but
the
for the transaction of money, if you say a transaction of money is occurring,
Yeah.
then if after failure is occurring after C1, then that will not be in the consistent.
Okay, so see, suppose okay, so okay, let's give one example. Suppose T1 and T2. Suppose you want to transfer money from A account to a B account, right? So
Yes.
lock we have apply exclusive lock A, exclusive lock of B, XB. Then we can write A equal to A plus 100 and B equal to B minus 100, right? And unlock all the data item A and unlock B, right? And now we can see that like we can commit it, right? Now what about the
I
T2?
got it. I was a bit confused about this across the transaction things.
Okay,
Now
now you got it, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now deadlock. Okay.
So in the previous example, the which one you are giving in this one, if the no sir, the down,
This
yes sir,
example.
this one, the if after the C1 there is a failure, then its schedule is recoverable.
Yeah, because you can roll back T2 transaction, right?
Okay, it's 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 cascading, but it's recoverable.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Now deadlock. Yes.
Sir, in the last second example that you gave,
Okay.
can just scroll up it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. One. If we were not sharing the data item A across transaction one and transaction two,
Yeah.
then that would have ensured our recoverability.
Yeah, correct. But we have to see all the possible cases, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why. Okay. Now deadlock. Okay. So this is called suppose lock exclusive lock apply on A data item, and here also exclusive lock on the B data item, right? Now letting read A, then write A, read B, then write B. Now in that position, T1 update the value of B, and also T2 want to update value of A. Value of A is T1 want to. Okay. So is that follow two-phase locking protocol or not? Let's see. This is called growing phase, right? And this is called growing phase, right? Correct. In two-phase locking protocol, shrinking phase is optional, right?
Yes, sir.
So this follow two-phase locking protocol.
Yes, sir.
Now, suppose in that position, T1 want to the update the value of B. So you have to acquire the lock, right? In that position.
Yes, sir.
So
But before
T1
that,
will be
has to be
T1 will wait to unlock like T2 when to unlock the B data item like T2, and like T2 also want to update the value of A. So T2 also wait to unlock the data item A in T1 transaction. Correct.
yes, sir.
So both will wait. T1 also wait and T2 also wait.
Yes, sir. For the individual transaction to unlock
Yeah.
the that
Then
item.
it will follow into the deadlock. Both will wait. Wait will never end, right?
Yes,
Correct.
sir. Yeah.
So that is called. But two-phase locking protocol also does not follow what we can say. Uh, lock deadlock does not ensure deadlock free. Correct. Up to that is clear.
Yes sir.
Okay. Now we will see
Sir,
the
if both is like growing phase and shrinking phase both is there, then
so
deadlock will happen.
yeah, we can see that in that suppose you can see that in that position. Both like T1 also want to update the value of B, and T2 also want to update the value of B. So both will wait, right?
Yes,
T1
sir,
will,
but if there is unlock of A is there and unlock of B is also there.
yeah, then it will be like both will perform the transaction, whatever the. So see, I'm
So this
telling
is
out
not
a
a
certain case. This is a
okay.
one case may be possible, right? Suppose T1 also T1 acquire lock on A data item, T2 also acquire on lock on B data item. Now T1 want to update the value of B, and T2 this want to update the value of A. T2 cannot apply on A data item because already acquired T1 transaction, right?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, both will wait, right? So then it will like fall into the deadlock state. Okay.
Sir, but we have, if you unlock it, then after that you will not be able to do the growing phase. If you unlock as per what madam was telling,
Yeah,
if you unlock it, and then if you want to updating the value of B is again a growing phase.
yeah,
So then it will not be in two.
yeah.
Uh,
Correct. Yeah,
okay,
then it will not be in the tuple. Oh, yeah.
two
Now
phase.
stick tuple. What is S2PL or stick tuple? It is follow 2PL, two phase locking protocol, and all exclusive lock should unlock after communication. Right. So what are the benefits? Uh, Stick tuple are recoverable and it generates cascadeless schedule. Right. So let's give one example. So as T1 and T2, then suppose this already lock apply XA. Now the read A lock XB SB, right? Then uh, WA H is B that item, unlock B, and this is unlock C1, then unlock A, lock exclusive lock A, WA, this is C2, then this is unlock. This I'm writing the short form. So what telling in the S2PL? It is follow 2PL and the all exclusive lock, whatever the exclusive lock is there, should unlock after commit operation, right? So is that follow 2PL or not? Just check.
Yes, sir, is following.
It's follow because you can see that this is the uh, this is the growing phase and this is the shrinking phase. Sorry. And this is the growing phase and this is the shrinking phase. So it follow 2PL. And what says it like all exclusive lock. You can see that exclusive lock applies on a data item. It should unlock after commit operation. So it should unlock after commit operation. Then we can say that this is the S2PL. So it is like follow. What are the benefits? It's recoverable schedule and generate cascadeless schedule. So it should unlock after the commit operation. Whatever the exclusive lock, right? This is called stick to phase locking protocol. Is that clear?
Sir, what about the unlocking of the B? If we had one of the right operations for the B itself
Yeah.
in the transaction one,
Yeah.
then we have to unlock B after the we have committed to C1, na?
So in the S2PL, we does not talk about the share lock. It only talk about the exclusive lock. Whatever the exclusive lock is there, it should unlock after the commit operation. So if you
Okay.
unlock, if you unlock B, Here also, this is also fine in S2PL.
Okay, we have to go for exclusive lock itself,
Yeah,
and of that has to be done after we have performed the commit.
yeah. So only you have to see the only exclusive lock. Whatever the exclusive lock is there, you have to unlock after commit operation. Correct.
Okay, sir.
Now,
So is the strict two-phase schedule is similar to the strict schedule? Because there is a question in the practice. All the strict schedule as conflict serializable. So by using this strict two-phase is
no, no,
similar to.
it's different. Strict schedule is different. So I think we have removed strict schedule from the syllabus, so we can ignore that question.
Okay, sir.
Now stick to PL. Then now there is a like rigorous to PL. So rigorous to PL is the same thing. It follow 2PL. 2PL means two phase lockable, two phase locking, and all locks, all locks either exclusive lock or we can say that share lock, all lock, exclusive or share lock should unlock after commit operation. So this is called like rigorous 2PL. So whatever the all lock, you can see that this is a rigorous 2PL because all lock, whatever the share lock also we have unlock after the commit operation. It follow recoverability and generate cascade less schedule. Same advantage as S2PL. Okay, so
So what was the difference? Can you come again?
okay, so all lock. Okay, so let's give one. So in the S2PL, only we are seeing the exclusive lock should unlock after commit operation. You can say after commit operation we have unlock only the exclusive lock. Not we are not seeing the share lock. But in the rigorous 2PL or R2PL, you have to see all locks like it's like exclusive lock or share lock. It should unlock after commit operation. So all locks should unlock after commit operation. That's it.
Sir, we are doing for this deadlock prevention.
Deadlock prevention, no, it like it is like timestamp protocol. There are different.
So, sir, why we are doing this strict 2PL and
That
rigorous 2PL?
there are like both are the same thing. Like both same advantage. It's like recoverable schedule and generate cascadal schedule. That's
Cascade less schedule,
yeah,
both in both of them.
yeah, both of them.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now what I'll do, I'll give one problem. This rule as is given. So you have to, okay, so what I have to do first solve this. The given schedule is a two conflict serializable or not. I'll one it. Then after that, solve this. The given schedule is 2P lockable or not. Then after that, solve that. So first solve this. So I'll wait 1 or 2 minutes. You can solve. Okay, so does anyone call that question?
Yes, sir. It's not conflict serializable, but it's two-phase lockable.
It's not okay. How we can say that this is a not confidential? How we can
Because,
say
sir, there is a cycle.
there is a cycle?
I think so.
Okay, let's try. Suppose we can there is a T1, T2, T3. Okay, W2P. So W2P, then W1P, then W3P, W2Q, W1Q. Correct? Okay, let's draw. Uh, okay, so there is a you have to see the conflicting instruction. So T2 to T1 will be there, right?
Yes, sir.
T2 to T3 will be there.
Yes, sir. Also,
Then T1 to T3 will be there,
T1, 2, 3, 3. Yes, sir. It's there.
right?
Okay, sir. Okay. So I did not consider the is Q. Right.
Then T2 to T1 will be there. So is that cyclic graph?
No, sir.
This is a cyclic graph. So if it is a cyclic graph, this schedule is a conflict serializable. Correct?
Yes.
Now we have to see that this schedule is a 2P lockable or not. So let's see. Okay, so T1, T2, T3. Okay, so transaction T2 want to apply. I want to write the data item P. So you have to apply exclusive lock. Correct? Right?
Sir,
Okay.
sir, can you explain that graph again?
Okay.
Sir, actually, after why are you not making the cycle for T3 to T1 again? After this, you can do that.
Okay. 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 Let's do it. There is a W2P, then W1, then and W3P. So there will be T1, T2, T3. So T2 to T1, T2 to T1 will be there. Let's start. T2 to T1 will be there. Then T2 to T3 will be there. Then T1 to T3 will be there. Then you can say T2 to T1. Yeah. Now ask
Sir, T3 to T2, why it is? Okay, it's
T3 to.
P and Q. Sorry.
Now it's clear, right?
Yeah.
This is a cyclic graph.
So if we change a one in the write operation for the P in T3, if it was occurring before T1, a write operation in P,
Okay.
then would this become a cyclic now?
Yeah. Yeah. Then it will become cyclic. And T3 to T1 will be there. So yeah. Then you have to check that the cyclic or not. So you have to draw the precedence and you have to check.
So
Okay.
we just have to strictly follow in the
Still, it will
order.
not be cyclic, no, sir.
Yeah.
If you change the arrow from T2 to T3 to T1, still it is acyclic only.
Okay. 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 You can check there like T1, T2, and T3. So if you change, so suppose this is a WP and W. Okay. So T2 to T3 will be
T2,
there.
T2, T1,
T2, T1,
T3, T1.
T3, T1. Yeah, it is still not cyclic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Correct. So you have to draw the precedent diagram and you have to check. That's it.
Sir, only why for P only we are doing, sir? Why we are not doing for Q?
Yeah. Q are also doing T2 to T1 already there, right?
Separate, only
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. Already there. That's why you're not.
Okay.
Now let's try to apply two-phase lockable. Okay. Okay. Now, so yeah, T2 want to write the data item P. So let's apply exclusive lock. Now we are seeing that after the only W2 is apply Q data item, right? So no other transaction. So let's apply also exclusive data item on Q. Right. This is a P. This is a Q. Now, okay. So now let's that write P, write P, write P. Okay. Then write P. Then we have
Right.
to unlock the P. We have to unlock the P. Unlock the P. Okay. Now T1 want to update the value of P. So let's write lock a lock on XP. Now write P. Okay. Then we have to unlock the P because W3 want to read the data. So lock exclusive lock on P data item. Then WP. Then we can unlock the P. Yeah, I'm writing short form. So let's write short.
Yeah, UP.
Yeah, then WT. So already you have applied Q data item, so we can directly WQ. Right now we have to unlock because then unlock the data item Q. Right now we have to again apply W1Q. So we have to lock
Lock
apply on
XQ.
XQ. Now we have to write Q.
Unlock P, unlock Q.
We have
Unlock
already unlocked
P is
Q.
over, yes, sir.
Okay, now T2 follow two. Okay, let's do T2. T2 follow two-phase locking protocol. Not
Lock WP, you unlock P.
this
Uh,
follow a locking protocol because this is a growing phase and this is a shrinking phase. Correct.
yes, sir.
This is a growing phase. This is it is follow. T3 also follow two-phase locking protocol. This is a growing phase and this is a shrinking phase. Correct.
Yeah, T1 is not following, the sir.
T1 is not following because
Unlock P is there.
this is a growing phase, again shrinking phase, again growing phase. Right. So after growing phase, shrinking phase is not possible. So this schedule is not 2p lockable, right? So this is a wrong option. Now we can see that all conflict serializable are not 2p lockable, right? This schedule
So,
is a conflict serializable but not 2p lockable. So this is also wrong option.
so one thing in the T2,
Yeah,
like this thing, you're locking queue ahead of time. Like
yeah,
at this, we can also have just lock queue just before we are writing to the queue now.
yeah. If you
In
we can
it
do.
will enable it.
Yeah, it will like we are trying to like do if 2p lockable not. So we can do here also, but it will not follow two-phase locking protocol transaction T2, right?
Yes, sir, that will not definitely.
Yeah, so we
So
are trying to 2p lockable if it is follow or not.
rearrange
Yeah,
the inner transaction. We will try to rearrange them if we are it is visible. Like you are locking queue ahead of time. before writing to Q.
Yeah, yeah. Correct, correct. So what are your doubt? Can you tell? Someone is
Yes, sir, it's clear. I just wanted to ask.
okay, okay. No, it's clear, right? Okay, okay. Okay, so I think already 7:54. Okay. Okay, so uh, what I'll do, I'll go quickly go through the timestamp protocol or 10.5.
So take question 3 of practice assignment.
Which
Question 3. 3, 3.
question 3? Okay, let's okay. Practice 73. Yeah, we'll take. Question number 3, right? Okay. My screen is visible. This question, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is your doubt? What is the numbers of schedule which are view equivalent? So you have to find the view equivalent, right? Okay. So view equivalent, we have to see the initial read, right? Hello. First you have to
Yes, sir.
see. First you have to see the initial reads. Then you have to see the write it fair. Then you have to the final write, right? Okay. Okay, so initial read RS you can doing T1, right?
RS in T1 and RP in T3 now.
Yeah, RP in T3, right? Correct. So you can see that initial RS doing only the T1 transaction, T2 not doing like not doing anything S data item, and T3 also, right? Only T1 doing S, like S data item only doing T1, right? Uh, like you can see the S data item only like reading the data item as only T1 transaction, not doing T2 and T3, correct? And we can see that P data item only T3 transaction doing read operation, right? Correct.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
yeah, and there is no write read pair is there, right?
Neither for us, neither for P.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we have to see the final write. So Q doing final write only
Yes, sir.
T3. So T3 will be the last, correct?
Yes, sir.
And we can say that this read S and RQ, this will be maintained, right? Correct.
So what will be it, sir?
This RS and WQ, this RS and WQ will be maintained. You have to find the
Why,
number.
why WQ in the T1?
Okay, okay. See, you have to find the what is the numbers of view equivalent. What are the numbers of view equivalent, not view serializer? We have to find the numbers of view.
Number of schedules.
Yeah, numbers of view equivalent. Right? So we can see that T3. See, this will be the like what are the how many operation is there, right? 1, 2,
5.
3, 5 operation is there, correct? Now we can see that
W5Q will be always last.
W of Q all of it is the last. So there will be 4 transaction, correct?
Okay.
And there is a only read as WQ is that there 2 will be the at the same. So there will be like 4 factorial by 2 factorial and 1 factorial and 1 factorial. So that will get like around 12, and we have to minus the like there will be like yeah, it will be like 12.
So 11 is the answer, sir.
Not including the given schedule. Okay, so
This one is also a schedule,
yeah,
na?
yeah, so yeah,
No,
we'll
but
update the answer.
12 only is correct answer, sir.
Yeah, 12 will be only the
Oh,
correct answer.
we have spent a lot of time on that, sir.
Yeah, 12 we'll update the answer. Don't worry.
Okay,
Sir,
okay, sir.
why it is 4 factorial?
Yeah, because there are, you can see that 5 transactions. Okay,
Yes, sir.
let me give.
But sir, in this 12, this view is already covered, the given one. The question is asking for the view equivalent for the given schedule.
Yeah, what are the
Our
you?
Including this given schedule.
Yeah,
This is also one of the schedule.
yeah,
this is
correct.
that's why I think the answer is 11. It's not
Uh,
counting this schedule in this.
yeah, this you have to include this schedule also, right? This schedule
When
also a
we
view
into this,
equivalent. So yeah, so initially this note is not given, right? So initially that's why it was 11 answer. So I'll update the answer. It was 12 right answer is.
okay.
Okay. So someone is you can see that initial read only the, you can say there is S data item initial read and P data item, but you can see that no other transaction are doing initial read, right?
Yes, sir.
So there is like no effect. You can write after that T2 you can write T1. So right, and you can see that WQ will be the last, right?
Yes,
It will
sir.
be always last, right? So you can, there are 5 transactions, so one will be always last 4, and that's the RS and WQ will be always like combined, right? So that's why we are using 4 factorial by 2 factorial.
Sir, but why we should not R1S and W1Q? Why we should not split this up?
Like that because see,
I can
okay,
put W1Q in after W2Q also. No, if wanted.
because okay, because you can see that after the, okay, let me see. Yeah, okay, so let me think. Because so actually T1, so T1 doing like radius and the WQ. Yeah, we can arrange also like so. Radius. So yeah, so I'll get back to in that next session. That will be good because I'm also like feel some confusing. So
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
yeah, so in the next session I'll clarify why you're giving. That will be good.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So
We are closing the session, sir.
yeah. So any other doubt or said.
And the timestamp protocol, you will take another session for that.
We'll take another session. That will be good because already 8, right? If I take
Yes, we'll take
timestamp.
one session for sure because we have some doubt in that too.
Okay, okay. So
This session record also you'll be sending an email.
yeah, we'll upload in the YouTube channel this record.
Okay, then you'll send the link, is it?
Yeah. We'll update in the calendar.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, any possibility of, sir,
Yeah. Any
any
possible?
possibility of extending the graded assignment deadline, sir?
It's not possible. If you have any doubt, time step protocol or anything, I can explain. But it's not possible to because in the 3rd September we have end term, right? So we have
Yes, sir.
to
Yes, sir.
doing all the things like. So if you have any doubt, I can like tell if you like in the time stamp protocol
In the
also.
question number 8, practice assignment, there is one thing, the Thomas Wright rule. What is this?
Yeah, Thomas Wright will be like will not cover, will not ask any question. Thomas Wright
It's
don't.
mentioning in the practice assignment question. That's why.
Yeah. In that weekend there are some question is there like stick schedule and Thomas Wright rule. So Thomas Wright rule is not in the lecture also, right?
They are not there, sir.
Yeah. So we'll not ask in the Thomas Wright rule. We'll remove that those questions from practice and don't worry.
Sir, can
Okay, sir. No issues. We'll
Okay.
meet sometime later, sir. Then.
Yeah.
sir, can you solve a doubt in the week 3?
Okay, we can solve. Okay, let me stop the recording. Okay, what is your doubt in